Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I've got another gameplay on Raid. I'm sorry for all the oversaturation of Raid, but I'm just trying to, turn out quick games so that way I can put them on here and have something to do with commentary too. But I was thinking about doing some changes to my intro and outro, something that would make mine unique compared to a bunch of other people's instead of the standard like I've been doing. Hi, what's up, welcome back. And I'm in the Army Reserves, and I've been through basic training, and AIT did both at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And I was wondering, maybe I could put a military spin on my intro and outro. It'd probably be more of a drill sergeant spin. So I'm going to try that. I may put up another video today trying it out, or I may just wait till tomorrow, but this is probably the last time you'll hear this intro and outro. So I mean, it's nothing personal. It's just I'm wanting to try something different. Catch people funny with my intros and outros that I'm going to be doing because I want to try it and see if it takes off. And if it don't, well then I've still got this intro to fall back on. Now with that being said, I've decided to do a series on my basic training and tell a week's worth of commentary or story, or tell a whole week's worth of story in the one commentary. Excuse me. And I mean, I guess I'll start off with reception, because I shipped out October 17th of 2012, and when you have to go through this whole thing called MEVS, where you sit in the room for 3 hours. It's a whole hurry up and wait process, and then you get called back and you do your physical, and then they try and intimidate you and telling them that if you have asthma, like I got told that if I had asthma and I went to the gas chamber, I'd probably die pretty much. I mean, I didn't get told that exactly, but it wasn't far off. And so I mean, MEPS is just a very long, tedious process. A bunch of times you got to stay in hotel rooms, and then you take a bus or a van down to Fort Jackson. Excuse me, I'm short of breath. Just got done working out, but you take a bus down to Fort Jackson, and then they take you to this place called 120th Reception Battalion. And that's where I went, and that's really kind of when you get your first taste of what a drill sergeant is. I mean, like, the taste you get would be the equivalent to a medicine dropper. It's not much, but it's there. So, I mean, they're fussing at you the whole time. When I got there, I think we were kept up for, 2 or 3 days straight, standing in line, trying to get our initial issue stuff. And then I can still remember the day that we went to actual basic training. We rode in these white buses, and they told us to bury our faces in our duffel bags because we weren't supposed to see where we were going. In case anybody tried to go AWOL, they wouldn't know where to go to get off post. That kind of thing. And I can still remember drill sergeant getting on the bus, telling everybody, "Get your heads up." Very rough, mean, typical drill sergeant stuff. And we rose our heads up to see who was talking to us, and then he just all of a sudden started, "Get off my bus," and we couldn't grab our bags or anything. And we had to run and get in formation on the PT field. And remember, I mean, hardly none of us knew exactly what to expect, so I mean, we're running around looking like a hot mess, and everybody's getting yelled at, and I mean, nobody knows where to go or what they're really supposed to do. Drill sergeants are pretty much yelling at every single person. I remember I was standing at attention, not moving, and I had my hands up a little too far instead of on the seam of the cargo pants they issue you. And he came by and he's like, "Get your hands, on the seam of your pants." And I didn't say yes or no, drill sergeant. I just slowly moved my hands because I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, it was a very scary experience. And after that, they get everybody formed up. Then they actually talk to you for a little bit, like what's you're like a human being, but that don't last about 10 minutes, and then it's right back to being yelled at. And I can still remember, after we were allowed to get our bags and everything, and we later that night, we were all going to bed, and you're supposed to wear your PT uniform with white socks, so you'll be ready to go when you get up in the morning at about 4 or 5 o'clock. So, I mean, everybody's getting up there and we're sleeping, and they got some people on fire guard, which is where you gotta take an hour out of the night to make sure nobody's up doing anything they're not supposed to, and people do it in turns. And we had one guy, like there's always that one guy, and he was wearing green socks instead of white socks. Well, our drill sergeant was the highest ranking drill sergeant there, and on top of that, he was also probably the meanest. Wakes everybody up in both sides of the barracks, makes everybody do push-ups for, I don't know, it may have been 30 minutes, but we were so tired we didn't really know how long it was. And when we got up the next day, we were asking everybody if it was a dream or if it had really happened, because we were so tired we couldn't make heads or tails out of it. And I can still remember our first PT test. Remember, this is getting close to the end of October, early November. And, you know, we're out there in our t-shirts and shorts, and the wind, it's like in the low 40s, high 30s maybe, and the wind is howling. And on Fort Jackson, believe it or not, it gets cold. It does. I speak from experience. And it was just, I mean, we were having to stand there at attention, could not move. And it was absolutely ridiculous. I just remember thinking, you know, I'm going to be a vanilla popsicle by the time it's my turn to get up there and do my push-ups. So, I mean, after all that gets done, I ended up failing because when I first went in, I was not in the best physical shape of my life. Nowhere close to it. I passed my push-ups and sit-ups, but I failed my run. And I remember crossing past the drill sergeant that was waiting there for me to tell me my time, and he yelled it out, and it was real slow. It was like 20 minutes or something. He said, "Jesus, Private, I got farts faster than you." You know, told me I sucked and that I should just quit life, that kind of thing. But I mean, you can't pay any attention to them, because that's their job, is to try and put you down and make you feel like you're nothing. And I remember it had a lot of downsides. Like, I'd never been away from home for that long, and being away from home was probably the absolute hardest part. But I mean, you know, I had people that told me I couldn't do it. So, you know, I was like, you know what, screw you. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Just you watch. And 3 months later, in January, I was graduating basic training, and my dad and my grandparents were there to see it. And so was my sister. I'm just really, really glad, excuse me, that, you know, they were there to see that once in a lifetime opportunity. And it was just, it felt so nice. It really did. And I remember going to the chow hall for the first time. And, you know, we were having to stand in a line, and we had to snake it around so that way everybody could fit underneath the awning. And I remember Drill Sergeant Kurtzall, and she was a pretty cool drill sergeant. I liked her. And, you know, she was always, "Privates, what makes the bright green grass grow?" And we're like, blood, bright red blood, drill sergeant. Just, I mean, some of that stuff was cool. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed part of it, but it was just being away from home that was the absolute worst. But anyway, that's it for the commentary today. I'm gonna be trying that new intro and outro either later today or tomorrow. And I think I'll do the gas chamber commentary tomorrow, because that was a trip. And right before I go, I'm sorry about the shakiness in the video. I think I may have had a loose connection somewhere while I was recording, but I'll see if I can find it and fix it so that way it won't be there for the video after tomorrow, because I recorded both of these videos in the same day. But anyways, that's it for today's commentary. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, then drop a like on it. It'd be much appreciated. And while you're at it, feel free to subscribe. And we're out.
Securing C. UAV awaiting orders. UAV inbound. All flags secured. Positions. Swinger 1-2.